We have an interesting topic to discuss today,
Yes.
and the topic is blockchain technology and how it will transform the world.
Yes.
And we will especially dive into what? Can you explain that?
Yeah, we will go inside of blockchain, why this is revolutionary, the technology, um, and why it's so important. It's becoming more popular these days, and a lot of things is going on in the world, a lot of distrust. So the blockchain is an alternative for people, for the humanity. It's an alternative for their property, for their assets, for their investments, everything actually.
Yes. Well, Max, could you sort of like briefly explain like the history behind blockchain, how it all started, and for what reason did it emerge?
Yeah, so a little bit more than a decade ago, there was this financial crisis in 2008, like in that time. 2008, there was a guy who his name is Satoshi Nakamoto. I don't know exactly, but he made a very simple 14 pages paper on the technology using this blockchain, and he started actually like then the Bitcoin came after that, using the blockchain technology. That's why Bitcoin is very popular nowadays. And he made this paper because like he was tired and sick of the bank industry taking advantage of the people, and as well there was a lot of things going on everywhere in the world, like nowadays actually. It's a repeat of what's happening, and nowadays actually also the Bitcoin is becoming more popular, and we can see the beneficial things with the blockchain, because it's so transparent. So it started actually the first uh, to hear about this technology was in a bit more than a decade ago, 2008, about that time. Yeah.
Well, very interesting historical perspective. Um, Usually, when people think about blockchain technology, they usually associate it with Bitcoin, Ethereum, cryptocurrency, but there are a lot of other facets of blockchain technology. Could you explain sort of how cryptocurrencies, for instance, differentiate from normal currencies like the fiat currencies that we are used to today?
Yeah, so the currencies, like I'm not so emphasized in currency, because I think it's becoming too like it's becoming another level. Like also the big investors, the big fish is now investing in Bitcoin. So
Oh.
I leave that prospect alone. But what I can say is it's a very nice technology, because the cryptocurrency uses blockchain,
Mhm.
and blockchain is transparent. That means whatever you own, everybody can see it. There's no secrecy in it. And for instance, if we take an example, for instance, the Bitcoin has a max amount of Bitcoins. There's only 21 million Bitcoins in the world. That means they can't print more. Like for instance, the normal fiat currencies, they can print. The government can print whatever they want, whatever they like, whatever they want. They can keep hidden the financial statements and such. They can like they are the owner. They are the owner of the currency. They know how much they have. They know how much they want to print and such. So Bitcoin or blockchain gives transparency using cryptocurrency. with cryptocurrency using the blockchain, everything is transparent, and yeah, that's the difference with fiat and cryptocurrency, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as I asked you before, I also uh, I told you that blockchain is sort of like a generalized solution that can be adopted in many different branches and industries and for many different purposes. Could you explain one of the sort of the main purposes of the blockchain, how it can be utilized in different industries?
Well, blockchain technology is really really awesome technology,
Mm-hmm.
though it comes with a huge power and a huge responsibility. The thing is, when you use the blockchain, for instance, like with for instance, like with blockchain, it comes with ownership. It comes with ownership, and you are full responsible of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really brilliant technology, and something which is an alternative of what we see today.
Yeah.
There's a lot of distrust and such, and so so the thing is with the blockchain. So what was the question?
Well, the question is, like, how can it be mass adopted, like sort of like a generalized
Well,
solution?
security purposes, it's very secure. It's
Mm-hmm.
a huge advantage in the security storage. And like you can store your assets, your investments. You can store digital art, NFTs nowadays, cryptocurrencies, and contracts as well. And there's coming a lot of other things as well as blockchain. It's only one. It's only a bit more than a decade ago that it came to introduce the humanity of it. So there's a lot of new exploration with this blockchain, and it's only positive.
Mm-hmm.
Though there's a lot of scammers, because it's so pure, and people want and people are investing in it, but there's a lot of scamming nowadays.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, before I jump to the next topic, which will be NFT, because I know that's a very interesting topic for you and also very personal because you are very well reversed into it. I would like to
Thank you.
ask you about risk that's associated with cryptocurrencies.
Mm.
Now, the layman could ask, like, why would I adopt this new technology, which have a lot of risk? It fluctuates extremely much. It's very volatile, and some cryptocurrencies they appear today and they disappear tomorrow.
Mm.
How? What should I do?
Well, like I told you, it's a very pure. It's a very interesting technology, and it's a new technology, and it's still developing, or what should I say? People are still exploring with it,
Yeah.
and when they are exploring, there could be scammers who made a new cryptocurrency, and they just do it to hit and run.
Mm.
The thing with blockchain also, it comes with anonymity. It covers your privacy as well.
Mm.
There's only beneficial things with blockchain technology. It's beneficial uh, due to the privacy, due to the ownership, and due to the flexibility. It's
Yes.
very flexibility. Like you don't stash a lot of items inside of storage or something. It's digital, so you can have it with a small USB or something like that. Your painting, your art, and such. So the thing is, people are trying to scam others, and then people, they think that blockchain is a scam, but it's all about looking at who um, the creator of the contracts you need to study, you need to be more aware of what is uh, what is who is scamming and who is not scamming. You need to be aware.
Yes.
So that's it's people are exploring, and there's a lot of scammings, and you need to be aware.
Yeah.
That's just what you need to do. But the technology itself is really like um, a lot of big companies are investing in it.
Yeah.
A lot of big banks, a lot of old banks are investing in it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, now I think we've covered quite enough about the financial aspect of it. Now I want to dive into NFT because I know that's very interesting for you.
Sure.
And can you, in the beginning, just explain what is NFT and what's the history behind it and what application does it have?
Yeah, sure. So the NFT is like the NFT is digital art. It's not it's NFT is as non-fungible token. So it's a not it's a non-touchable unique thing, you could say. And the thing which I find it more interesting than the cryptocurrency, because there's a lot of greed in cryptocurrency right now. People think about the money and not how the beauty in the technology there is. So, for instance, with with the blockchain, I can make art. Now people can screenshot and say, "Hey, I have this picture. Look at this. This is my picture." No, with using the blockchain, you make your painting or your art digitally, and you store it in your own wallet, and you have full ownership of it, and everybody knows that you have full ownership of it.
Mm.
That's pretty cool. Like you can brag of your art, you can brag of your work. So and I think art is a better investment, or what should I say? It's a more fun way to invest with. It's a more pure thing to invest with, and also it's very flexible. You can have art in your USB. You can have thousands of arts in stored digitally in a small in your phone. So you walking around with $60 million art on your phone, and we see also a lot of rich people are storing their art now digitally. They are also investing in NFTs. So we should to also do what they do. Like I think we should to um, look at what the rich people do to also have an inspiration, you know. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, just walk us briefly, like into how what got you attracted to NFT? What's your personal experience? I know you have been making digital art for a couple of years since 2020, I believe. Just walk us through the total experience from a personal note.
Yeah, so I saw that it was popping up in 2020s, and then I used some platform to do some small things, you know.
Mhm.
I was very like digital art is I didn't think so much of it, but it was really fun. Like there was a hype, and I thought, let me see what this what this can offer. You know,
Mhm.
it's better to be to see to explore this blockchain. You know, you can also use it for other things, for other purposes, such as art now.
Mhm.
And it's more fun because in NFTs, what they have done now, you can do communities with the NFT. So it's more pure. It's more fun with like business is always like it comes with some aspects, and it's like it's very there's many greedy things in business, but with art and now with digital art,
Mhm.
it becomes more flexible, more easier, more what should I say, fun. and now you can travel the world and you can make your work from it from wherever you want, and you can sell it from the other place of the earth to the other place of the earth, from like north to the south, from east to the west, in a couple of seconds, milliseconds. So I'm really mesmerized with this technology, and I made some few. I made pixel flags because I like to travel, and how I got to know the digital art NFTs was with yeah, pixel punks, I think so. And I made pixel countries, pixel flags actually, and that's how I just came to introduction with it.
Nice. Interesting. Well, you've mentioned sort of like the social aspect in NFT, like the community. You mentioned flexibility, that you can travel all over the world and do your work from your smartphone or from your laptop. And the security aspect you've also mentioned. And I also get the feeling that you think it's future proof. Now, discuss a little bit about the future, the role of blockchain and NFT, if you want, in the future, and how it will transform the art industry. Because we have something called AI, which have a consequence in terms of originality and how do we pursue art in the future. Can you explain a little bit about it?
Yeah, so actually now I'm also interested in AI, and it's also becoming more interesting, more popular for the normal people in the news. And it could be a very huge security vulnerability. So the AI can actually hurt the security of businesses or human beings and such. So with blockchain, I think blockchain can protect us from this AI vulnerability if AI is used evil, if it's used evil.
Mm-hmm.
So with blockchain, I think using blockchain and AI can make things more stability amongst in the new era we are living in. So yeah, that's what I can say about that. Yeah.
So let's say I'm interested in NFT.
Yes.
What do I do? How do I start? How do I trade art? How do I protect my property?
Sure.
What should I do?
Sure. So there's many different like practically there's a lot of like the hardcore way is that you install a wallet on your phone or on your computer, but then you need to really you have a big responsibility. That means like if your phone falls in the water and you lose your phone or something, then you lost also your wallet. You are a bank actually. Practically you are a bank.
Oh.
And you have a huge power and a huge responsibility.
Yeah.
But then you have also other websites popping up, which is more becoming more serious. There was some banks, not banks, but some platforms before that they got hacked, and then the bitcoins was away, so the people investments was also away. So there is some there's you need to find a good platform where they have been there for a long time, or you need to make your research, and then you can log in with your email, and then you have your wallet on the platform. But we have seen many platforms been hacked and such, so you really need to do your own research. What platform you're using, what website you're using to store your investments, your assets, and your own yeah, your things. So yeah, you do that, and then you can trade. You can trade inside inside of apps, inside of these kind of apps, inside of these websites. That's how you do it practically. It's very new as well, so just play with it for a few, yeah, a few days, and then you will then you will understand how it works actually.
Fantastic,
Yeah.
fantastic. You said something very, very interesting.
Yes.
You said you take ownership of your assets.
Hmm.
What I understand your point, if I understand your point correctly, I would assume what you mean is that you take away the power from the financial industry, like the banks, and you take complete ownership.
Hmm.
How is that a advantage compared to having your assets stored in a bank
Hmm.
where it's secure supposedly, and if you lose your keys or your wallet, you will be covered. Whereas if you take the responsibility upon yourself, you said if you lose the key, the wallet, you've lost your asset. So just walk us through the advantage of it.
Yeah. Now there's a lot of distrust contemporary with the banks.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of distrust with the government, how much they are printing and how they are dealing with the society, and also the banks, how they are dealing the greediness there is in this world, the inflation as well. So there's a lot of distrust, and there's a lot of hidden truth. There's a lot of scams also with these big banks, you know. And it's artificial as well. Like people has a lot of sayings about it, and they get exposed with a lot of facts actually, not only theories. There's also theories, but there's also facts, and we can see the facts are coming throughout. So there's a lot of distrust, and what blockchain gives is trust and transparency. So there's a lot of not there's a lot of hidden things with the traditional way we are living in now, and the people are yearning for transparency. They are yearning for their security. They are yearning for their assets.
Mm-hmm.
Their assets is on stake, their security is on stake, their future is on stake, everything is on stake, their ownership is on stake. And so the situation, the biggest alternative now is the blockchain. It's like if you really go deep in it and explore it with much what should I say, caution, because there's a lot of scams also in the blockchain. People are just making a new cryptocurrency, it's getting hyped, and then the guy is walking away anonymously. Because with the blockchain, it also protects your privacy, which we want. We don't want to be people who are just running around like a digital number for their analytics and such. And also, yeah, so the vulnerability is when you have this power, it comes with responsibility. But that's better when you have the responsibility, if you can take the power, if you have the capability. Or you can also use these website like I told you, that stores your data, that stores your wallet using the blockchain. And actually also banks, and in the future they say that the companies will use the blockchain. And also the dollar actually is also going to use the blockchain. It's going to be more involved in the blockchain. So
Oh,
it's going to be more transparent actually. Yeah. So I wanted to say that yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I had something, but I just forgot it.
yeah, no problem. Maybe you get it. So, Max, just before we conclude this interview, could you just touch on the aspect of crime? Because what a lot of critics of blockchain technology would verbalize is that well, you can track the individual who's making the transaction, i.e., he could trick you, he could scam you. You sort of mentioned that a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but how do you catch criminals who abuse this great technology, which have its benefits in terms of anonymity and yeah, it's transparent in technology, but you are anonymous. It can be abused. How do you combat that? And just in the on the end note, how do you see the prospect of this technology in the future?
Yeah. So how do you protect yourself? You do the research yourself, you explore, and you don't put as much as money as you could. Like you research and you see the contract, you see other website which has verified the technology they are using, the contracts they are using, and how it is, because everything is open source, everything is transparent.
Mm.
That's that is so unique with this technology. As of the traditional way, they are hiding facts, they are hiding financial things, and people are investigating. And somebody inside of the businesses has made a whistleblower has exposed the corrupted things, you know. So you said that. Excuse me. You said what did you say?
Yeah, I just asked about, if you could respond to the critics in terms of you can abuse this power for criminal activity.
Yeah, it's new and people are still exploring, but um, it's very transparent. The contracts are there. You can see the open source how it's treating. Like for instance, Bitcoin is locked that there's only 21 million bitcoins.
Yes.
That means the currency long what you see long term is only going to get up because there's only 21 million, and the value is going to get increased because people are getting to know that actually Bitcoin is more valuable than gold, because you only have a max amount of it, and it's blockchain based, so it means that everybody knows who have the ownership of this amount of Bitcoin. It's a very fantastic technology, and it's transparent, it's simple as well. The guy who came out with the 14 pages of paper telling about this technology. So it's very simple, and it's very a unique thing which is a big alternative nowadays. Yeah.
Yes. And then just on an end note, could you talk about the future prospect of it, of the whole technology?
Yeah, well, all the companies are going inside of it. Even the big investors are going in it. The problem is that what will we see in the future? Will it be the same because the big fish now invest in the bitcoins?
Yeah.
Then they will still be controlling us with Bitcoin. So the problem is, like for me, what I research with the cryptocurrency, there's still some things which could repeat this history. The rich will always win, and the poor will always be poor. You know, so future prospect, I can't say anything, but I just say that this technology is so unique. Like it will get more harder for the criminals, and for the bigger for the banks to hide the truth. It will be more hard on them, and plus there will be more responsibility on them. like the people can say demanding more because they know the facts, they know the truth more. There's transparency, so they can demand if there's a rich person who store a rich company or rich bank which the society is involved in, they can demand more responsibility. So it all ends up in the human in the societies of the responsibility, how they want to tackle with this technology and how the future will be. It's all in the hands of the society.
Yes, then on that note, I think we will conclude this interview. Max, thank you very much for your thorough explanation in terms of this technology. It's very interesting and good perspective you offer us, and yeah,
Thank you.
we hope the best for the future.
Sure. Thank you.
Yes,
Bye.
bye.